So with the emergence of the Tesla Cybertruck, there is a new dilemma in regards to Saber. She wants in on it, and she has no idea how she's gonna get there. All of this started when Shiro was going through some articles, and they just so happened to come across it. And that's when it happened. It was love at first sight. Saber couldn't take her eyes off of it, and she politely starts to tell Shiro, I need that. Of course, in his mind, he's thinking, why on earth would you need a Cybertruck? And she goes into this whole spiel about, well, I want to show off my mounting abilities, because apparently all the feats that she accomplished on her motorcycle in Fate Zero wasn't enough. Naturally, Shiro is thinking, you got some mounting abilities alright, but he decides to entertain her. So they start to look into the prices, and they find out that it's $60,000. Saber tells him, 60,000? As in 60,000 USD? And Shiro confirms that's what it's looking like. So Saber tells him, okay, so what are you gonna do about that? What do you mean, what am I gonna do about that? Shiro, it is imperative that I acquire that truck. Just think about it. I could wrap it in the same design as Avalon. I'll call it the Cybertruck. At this point, Shiro is trying to figure out who's gonna pay for all this. Unfortunately, in Saber's case, Shiro is a broke boy, so he doesn't have the 60 grand. So they have to figure out a way to come up with this money by other means. The first person that comes to mind, and what would be the most accessible, is Gilgamesh. So they bring the situation to him. The moment they start to talk about it, he motions as if he was really going to help them out. And then this progresses into him laughing for 30 minutes straight. We could have figured that wouldn't work out. The next person that comes to their mind is the ye old favorite, Rin. She has a collection of gems. Surely she could fork over at least one to make this happen. So they bring Rin over to the house and they start to show her the Cybertruck. And they wanted Rin to tell them what she genuinely thinks about it. I hate it. Everything about this, I hate all of it. Saber starts to ask, what's with her? Ever since we started bringing up the truck, she's been tripping. Now you know Shiro doesn't want Rin to get any wrong ideas, so he whispers to Saber that her family doesn't like new things, modern technology in particular. This is akin to Rin's worst nightmare. So Rin just starts to make up the excuse, oh, I'm saving my gems for school. You guys are gonna have to find help elsewhere. 2 strikes down, it can't get any worse. At this point, Shiro is starting to lose morale, and he starts to tell Saber, I really didn't want to do this, but I may just have to call my boss. Saber's in the back saying, boss? Who is this boss? And he tells her, you don't want to know. So he picks up the phone, and the moment the person on the other end answers, they start to hear a fiendishly disgusting laugh that resembles Santa Claus. Of course, this was Luvia. Luvia, I need your help. Oh ho ho ho, Shiro, surely you jest. I just paid you, but I'm willing to entertain your broke behavior for an evening good laugh. So, how much is it that you require? Luvia, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I need $60,000. 60,000 USD? Shiro, are you out of your mind? Look, Luvia, are you gonna help me or not? And then, unknowingly, Rin walks into the room and starts talking. Are you with that pigtail devil? I mean, no. She starts to tell Shiro that she should hang up right now for offending her on this level. But she says, I'll give you 10%. Nothing more, nothing less. You'll have to figure the rest out. And there you have it. Easy 6 bands. How on earth are they gonna get the rest now? Simple. They're gonna take a quick trip to America. So Shiro and Saber hit the airport, they catch a flight, and while they're starting to buckle in on this flight, they begin to start to see some familiar faces, starting with the pilot theirself. Saber was the one that noticed first. Is that Ushi? Ushi Wakamaru? And as they approach the front of the plane, they start to notice bottles laying all over the floor. Ushi, are you drinking? Oh hey guys, I didn't expect to see you here. No, actually, all of these bottles aren't even mine. They actually belong to my flight attendant. Who's the flight attendant? And they hear a voice in the background say me, and they both turn around to see Nobu. Oh my goodness, this can only get worse. So Saber and Shiro finally arrive to America and they start to head for their destination, that being the Las Vegas Strip. Their big idea, their big plan was that they were gonna gamble their way to $60,000 with the money that they had from Luvia. This was after buying the flight from the plane, so they had even less than they had before. They would actually need a miracle. They go into the first casino that they find. Saber starts to ask Shiro, is he any good at gambling? He tells her that he's decent. What about you? And then Saber starts to reflect on her past, the downfall of the Knights of the Round, and all of the carnage that she saw in her life. Yeah, not that good. Suddenly, they get cut off by a worker. Excuse me guys, I'm gonna need to see some ID. Damn, are you the police? Just doing my job, sir. You know, on second thought, we gotta go back to the car. Then they huddle off to the side to regroup. Any ideas? Saber says she's got nothing. Wait, what about your magecraft? You're right. And that's when Shiro made 2 temporary IDs through his projection, and they made it in. They pull up to the poker tables and see a man with long hair turned around prepping the tables. Who could this be? It is your one and only savior, Sumanai Siegfried. Both of them are so shocked that they both scream out his name in unison. Siegfried? What are you doing in America? Siegfried tells them that he knows a guy. Saber and Shiro both try to play a game and they both lose $300 a piece. They both come to the realization, okay, this isn't working. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna lose everything that we had and this whole trip is gonna be a waste. And that's when they look to Siegfried for his help. Siegfried offers that he could make the circumstance where Saber wins all of the money that she needs. This puts Saber in a bind. You know what she's thinking. I would never cheat. That goes against my chivalrous code. I would never stoop to a level so beneath me. And then Siegfried tells her, I'll throw in a double cheese. A double cheeseburger? Well, why didn't you just say so? So her and Shiro are now leaving the casino and they're up. They have everything that they need to buy this Tesla now. Shiro is actually surprised that Siegfried was able to win her over. He even goes as far to point out the fact that that was really out of character for you back there. You must really like this vehicle. And Saber tells him, I mean, technically, I didn't cheat. Siegfried did. I just became legally blind for an hour. Fair game. So they pull up to Tesla. Saber hunts down the first person they can find and she tells them, I would like to cop 1 Cybertruck, please. Oh, you mean the new release? Yeah, those aren't out yet. You said they're not out. What do you mean they're not out? We saw the article. Yeah, that article was only a showcase. That truck still doesn't come out for months, but I tell you what, I'll work out something for you. So Saber is going up to one of their trucks to give it a test run. She's super excited. Her and Shiro hop into the front seat. She's behind the wheel and they give it a run. By the time that they're finished, Shiro asked her, well, what do you think? And Saber tells him, I'm gonna be honest, Shiro, I don't like it. It was at that moment that Shiro started to get out of the vehicle. She tells him, wait, where are you going? I'm going to make the deal early. What deal? You'll find out soon enough.